want to welcome everyone to an all new Deep Cuts Live. I'm your host, Antoine Reid, and with me today I have my friend and retailer extraordinaire, Paul Copeland
Here
from
I
Shore
am.
Thing Cigars. How are you, Paul?
I'm so pumped up. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to do this.
Yes, your
I've been
enthusiasm
begging you
like
every
like
time I see
pouring through
you.
the screen.
Right. Every time I see you, I want to be on Deep Cuts Live. Get me on. Get me on. So thank
Well,
you for having me.
of course you asked, and I was like, hey, why not? I was like, I
I
feel like
feel like the reason why you have not had me on sooner is because you have probably installed like a delay button or some type of monitoring system that can edit out some of my bad stuff.
there is no bad stuff.
Okay.
So no, I just always figure like after one time I was like, people probably had enough of that. I don't want to be one of those podcasters that has like the same person on like
Right.
every 6 weeks,
Right. Right.
because that's no fun. Because then you're just like, here I am again. But
Right.
since you haven't been here for a while now, it feels like the first time.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So I don't know if you've completely watched Deep Cut since you've last been on, but now we start with a random icebreaker question. Um, and I thought all day about this question for you because last time we had a really good question, which was how long does it take for you to do your hair? Which I know people can't see your hair right now because you have nice stylish STC hat on.
Right.
But
That is a great question. And I think about that whenever I'm doing my hair. I'm like, I get in my head about it. You planted that seed last time we were talking together, and I was just like, shit, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know that Antoine thinks that, because I told you, I just put product in it, I mess it up, and I walk out the door, and you said that you were calling bullshit on that.
yeah,
And that is 100% the correct answer.
okay. Well, we'll go with that.
I'll do a get ready with me video one time.
Please do.
And we can do that. All right, go ahead. Hit me with your question.
So
I'm very excited.
My question this time is, what's your I didn't try, but I still look put together trick?
Hit me again.
What's your I didn't try, but I still look put together trick?
So this is again having to do with my looks.
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it a theme. It's gonna keep on.
I don't think I have that.
Okay.
Here's the secret. Let me give you the secret to it. There are certain things that you have to keep maintained, and then you can leave the house, or you can look that whole I didn't try, but I'm still put together. And what I mean by that is you got to keep your brows tight, right? Because even if you put on a tuxedo and you do get put together and you've got big furry eyebrows, you don't look put together. You got to keep everything cut in. I go to either a black or a Latino barber and get all my stuff cut in. Like if it's been a while, I kind of have them go and cut it in, and I maintain it. But they know their lines. They're incredible. Look at every Latin baseball player, and they have the coolest damn beards that you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just I think it's just a matter of keeping the brows clean and everything else. Because then, I mean, you put on a hoodie and jeans, and you're still not bad. That's a great question. I was expecting something cigar related, but
I'm sure you get enough cigar questions.
Thank God. Yeah. The last thing I want to do is talk about cigars on the Deep Cuts Live.
I know.
Great question. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Who is the male Beyonce?
That's a good debate question.
I mean, she's got everything. I mean, she is absolutely gorgeous. She's fit. She can sing like crazy. I mean, she's kind of got the badass going, but she's also got that gentle side going. So who would you say is the male Beyonce, Antoine? I'm asking you. Let me ask you a question.
Well, male Beyonce. See, if it's just by like looks and style, and such, then I'm going to say something like really obscure. I would say it'll be like Troye Sivan. I know people might not know who Troye Sivan is.
I'm looking it up. I gotta look. Go ahead.
If it's by popularity, especially here in the U.S., it will be like Morgan Wallen, probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I see Troye Sivan, an
Hmm.
Australian singer and songwriter and actor. 30 years old. Good looking dude. He looks like he weighs about 65 pounds. But you know what? I mean, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I guess Morgan Wallen, I think, yeah, I didn't think about that. I mean, what I looked the other day as far as country artists, and he's like 225 million albums or something like that. Or maybe 200, it was 250 million. And Garth Brooks was next at like 225. Like, that's how big Morgan Wallen is.
Hmm.
It's huge.
I
Anyway,
mean, even my mom listens to Morgan Wallen, so I
yeah.
think when you have that crossover appeal, I think that gives you like that Beyonce kind of
Oh,
edge.
yeah. Yeah, you can go international when you do that too. And there's
Hmm.
big money in that. Anyways, I thought that was a pretty good question.
I think so too. You flipped the switch.
All right. Onward and upward.
Yes. So
Let's make these, are they viewers or listeners or both?
they're both. They're both.
All right. Let's make everybody happy today. Hello and happy day to all of our viewers and listeners.
Exactly. You have a radio voice for sure.
Thank you.
So hopefully people will appreciate you saying hello to them. But I guess since this is a cigar podcast, if you want to call it that,
Right.
what cigar are you smoking right now? Because I see you smoking a cigar. And
In my hand, this is a project that I'm working on with my good buddy. What in the world was that? Me? Sorry about that. Let me close out of my mail here. Goodness, I do apologize for that.
Nope.
This is a cigar that my good buddy Klaus Kellner has rolled and made for me. That's going to be a project that we release in July of this year at Shore Thing Cigars. And so we're going to do a cool launch with that, and it'll be available in store. And then our website, shorethinkcigars.com, has all of our store exclusives that we make with Klaus, that we make with Davidoff, that we make with some people. And so, you can always check out the blends there as well. But this one's a little prototype. I literally took the band off of it before I lit it up because I figured you would ask me what I was smoking.
I usually don't, but I was just like, it's rare that we have a retailer on, so it's not as obvious what you're smoking.
Right.
When it's someone from, I always, if it's someone from a specific company, I would think obviously that they're going to be smoking a cigar from their company.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to embarrass them by them saying like, no, this is blah, blah, blah from some other company. I'm not smoking one of our stuff, so.
I don't trust reps or manufacturers that a lot of times when I meet a new rep, I'll say to them, I say, outside of your company, what is your favorite cigar? And I've had reps before that have said, oh, I only smoke this, or I only smoke. And I'm just like, you're so full of shit. Like, and then I don't believe anything then because they're just. And so, if I can have my, Drew Estate rep ask him that question, he says, "Oh, I absolutely love the Padron number 35s." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, I get it. Like that's a great." And like, I don't know, I just right? Does that make sense? I have trouble believing.
Like, yeah, if they say like, "Oh,
if you met Morgan Wallen and you said, "What's your favorite song?" and he said, "Oh, Up Down, the one that I do," and I'm like, "What?" Like at that point, you're going to think the guy's a huge asshole, and you're not going to believe anything he says from then on.
I mean, you could always do like, there's that show on Hulu called Paradise, and when she was in, they had these two characters who were kind of interrogating each other, and the female character couldn't say something out loud, so she just wrote it on her hand. So if they were afraid, like they were being like watched, like, oh no, I only smoke cigars from my company, and they wrote on their hand like
Yeah.
this is what I like.
I'd be cool with that too. I mean, that because that kind of keeps it secretive, and secretive, can be fun.
Yeah, I always like.
Tasteful discretion.
Well, I always find it interesting when people are, who are like loyal to just like one brand anyway. Because
Yeah.
I think there's so many cigars out there. Like I can't imagine you just saying, "I'm just going to smoke this one cigar like nonstop," and this is it. This is it for the rest of my life, like every day.
I think as a cigar smoker, I get this question a lot. I imagine most people that smoke cigars do, but it's kind of like the old like what album would you take on an island? People are always like, if you could smoke one cigar for the rest of your life, what would it be? Honestly, I'd probably smoke for like a week and it'd probably be done. Like, I couldn't smoke the same cigar the rest of my life. I honestly think it would turn me off of smoking. That's why I look at listen to this, Antoine. I have my dog named Baby Jackson, right? This dog, you know why dogs beg? This is why I think dogs beg. I serve my dog the same damn food at the same damn time every day of the week, right? He's got to be so upset by this, and so that's why he begs when he's in the kitchen. If this was if you have one cigar to smoke for the rest of your life, do you know how much you beg other people to enjoy their cigar because you're just tired of the shit? Anyways, I digress. Poor Baby Jackson.
No.
Oh gosh. Do you have pets?
No.
Okay. You travel a lot. That would be tough. You'd have to get like
I don't travel as much as I used as pre-pandemic, but no.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm just like I've entered my selfish phase where I'm just like I want to get up when I want to get up.
Yeah.
I want to go for a walk when I want to go for a walk. And
what time?
What time do I get up?
Yeah, like what time do you naturally wake up?
I wake up at like 7, but I don't get out of bed until like 8 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. A little come to reality time. I get it.
Yeah. It's not even like I don't even mess with my phone until about 8:30.
Wow.
My phone is like outside of the room. It's on silent. So
that's amazing. Do
so
you watch
I just
TV?
get up like in the middle of the night just to make sure there's like no emergency calls or whatever. But
yeah, that would give me horrible anxiety. I couldn't do that.
It's like my room is a no technology zone. It only has
no
like
television.
Nope.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
That's
I
great.
have an air purifier, but that's about it.
God bless you. It's amazing. I can't. I've got to be constantly stimulated.
I bet. We're gonna leave that conversation right there.
Oh gosh, yeah. Anyways,
So since you've been on the show last time, you've actually opened up a new Shore Things outside of your original location.
I have.
When did that take place?
That happened. I guess it's been about 2 years or so now. We opened up another location over. So our kind of flagship store is here on 30A in Florida, which is in the panhandle of Florida between, say, Destin and Panama City Beach. And small store. But it's my baby, and I mean that's where all of the ideas and everything else come out of is that location. I'm in there all the time. The second store is about 3 times larger, almost 4 times larger, and it's over in Orange Beach, Alabama, and it sits at the Wharf, which is a great area. There's an amphitheater there, full liquor bar over there as well, and then there's a private green room where all of our locker owners have access to, and their lockers are in there, private bathroom, private little area in there. Like a robotic putting green is in there, a golden tea machine, a lot of Luke's albums and photos and stuff. It's a really cool little spot. But that's a huge store. And, we wanted to have it over there because it also happens to be a marina right there. And so you've got all the yachts and stuff coming in, but so you've got an amphitheater and you've got a marina. Well, our whole brand and our whole kind of costume that we wear at Shore Thing is about music, and it's about fishing, and it's about outdoor just lifestyle stuff. And so, when there's an amphitheater and a marina and a shopping area, a luxury shopping area all in one, it was a perfect spot for us. We sit right there on the corner. We get great cross breeze. We have a great patio. You can smoke inside, smoke outside, and our cocktails are a lot of fun over there too.
Now, I've never been to Shore Things yet, either location, but when I look at it online, I notice, like, of course, cigars are like part of the theme, but also just having a good time, music, karaoke, drinks,
Yeah.
kind of like that vibe is almost takes like front seat to the
The vibe
cigars.
is front seat, yeah, and it's very much that way. And I want you to buy drinks, get cigars, everything else. But more importantly, I want you to walk away with a story, and because I think that you're going to remember, no matter where you go, you're going to remember the smell or the sound or the feel or something that happened or the way you felt while you were in there, much more so than, oh, I smoked a Liga Privada #9 Robusto when I was in there last time. I paired it up with a Miller Lite. I had three of them. No one's going to remember that. Or, I mean, maybe. But if you're in there and you're like, oh man, I met the owner, or there was a guy out there playing guitar, or we were in there for karaoke night. It was a blast. We didn't even leave the place till they shut down. I mean, those are the stories that keep you coming back. I mean, we've been at our first location now for it'll be 10 years in July, and we just like we have so many people that come in and they'll fly in and before they even check into their condo or their house or even stop by their home, whatever it is, they'll be like, oh, we came straight from the airport to come here because we had so much fun last time. And you'll have people, if a normal condo or a hotel check-in time is 4, you'll have people get the noon flight so that they can hang out that afternoon at Shore Thing, and they'll have their luggage in there next to them. It's so fun. I mean, it's just, you're right. I mean, the whole concept is based around kind of attitude, vibe, a playful, fun atmosphere.
And I know, like, right now in the industry, especially with retailers, like, there's a big focus on hospitality. And it seems since I've known you, you've had that focus on hospitality. But now
Yeah.
it seems like other retailers are slowly getting to that point where they're like, oh yeah, we should focus on, you know, this hospitality thing. So like
People,
what
yeah.
insight can you kind of give to retailers about making that focus, the hospitality part, over
Yeah.
just, bringing in new product and stuff like that?
Focus on people, not product. And then if you don't have a certain product, you'll be able to sell them on something else, or you'll be able to present them with another option or whatever. But you're focusing on people and servicing them. And if you're in the customer service business, which is what we are, I just think so many tobacco shops and cigar shops and lounges have had just such a focus on, oh, well, we've got this new cigar, we got this new, or we got another thing with this boutique, or blah blah. Or look at this new lighter, or whatever. Who gives a shit? In my opinion, I mean, people come in, they're like, hey, what's new? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it might be something new over there, but more important, that's an exaggeration. But more importantly, like I want people to come in and I want to pet their dog, and I want to, ask them where they ate last night and what they're up to, how long they're in town, and get down and get to know them. And because when you do that, you're kind of making up. You don't have to focus so much on oh, do we have the latest this, and do we have the current Cigar Aficionado magazine or out, or is that last month's, or is that, and I mean, I've seen retailers just freak out about stuff like that instead of freaking out over the customers that are there to give you money and then go tell all their buddies what a great time they had. And so the number one thing I would say, those of you retailers or anyone that's in customer service or hospitality, I highly recommend the book called what the hell's it called? I just took a blank. Oh, what's it called? Hang on a second. We'll come back to this.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't know why that just escaped me. I'll think of it. Ask your next question. I'm sure we can come back to this.
Well, I just like to hear that people actually read books still, because that's not very common.
What in the world is this called? Hang on a second. I'm gonna pull it up.
It's gonna be
I hate
something like unreasonable hospitality or something.
now. Now I am bringing more technology into a room of a non-technical person. Only in the bedroom, though, right?
Yeah, right.
No electronics in the bedroom.
Don't look at me like that. Yeah.
See, I knew I'd get you on something. All right, let me look at this. Hang on a second. What the hell is it called? Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Raving Fans.
Oh, okay.
Get the book Raving Fans. It's a very short read. I think it's like, I mean, it might be 200 pages max, but there's a lot of things that it talks about in that book as far as um, how to make your customers not customers, but raving fans of your business. It is not available as an audiobook. It's only available in print, which is a real bitch, but you know.
Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard.
Yes.
Okay.
Give it a read. It's a good one. And also get out and see the world. Travel. Get out of your store, retailers, and get out of your store and go visit other stores, not just in the cigar world, but I mean, so much of like my merchandising and stuff came from like working at Abercrombie when I was in high school, right? Like
Thanks a lot.
I knew the lighting, I knew the scent, I knew the sound, and the doors being open and the scent blowing out, and all this. Going to Tom Ford, and you're not going to see every shirt that they have in their inventory. There's one shirt right there. You say, I like that shirt. They ask you what size you are. They go to the back and they get you one. Try it on, right? So you don't have it. There's a difference between Tom Ford's merchandising and Kohl's, where they have their entire back stock just out there on the shelf on some big revolving deal. And so get out and explore the world. Get out of our industry, because our industry is a dinosaur in the world of marketing and retail, in my opinion. I mean, there's some great ones out there that do it, but in general, I mean, and get the damn empty cigar boxes out of the front window and clean your store, for the love of God. Keep it clean.
I know you're big on lighting as well, especially in the humidor.
Oh yeah, big. Yeah, I love lighting. Lighting is a non-formal version, is a non-verbal form of communication, in my opinion. In that, if think about it, if you've got if you're at a sporting event and it's super bright when you go in there, and then they turn the lights off and they point a spotlight at the American flag and they sing the national anthem, your attention is there. It sets a somber, focused mood, and we didn't think about that, but that's what happened. I mean, where they say, when you're taking a bath or whatever, you light a candle, or you're throwing a party, you make things kind of dim and light up like where the drinks are going to be and stuff. Like, it's just, lighting is a great salesman in retail. The color of lighting that you pick, the placement of it. We have hot spots in our humidor that have higher profit margins than others, and we have lighting that, if you're looking for it next time, or when you do come in, you'll see those brighter spots are where we make our money. So, but yeah, I love lighting. I think it's great. At nighttime, we have all of our staff is instructed at nighttime that there's a certain light setting that we go to once the sun goes down. There's a certain music setting that we go to when the sun goes down, and we change the playlist at night. So it's like, okay, we've completely changed the feel of the room, just based off of the nighttime. So yeah, lighting is big. Study the psychology of lighting, retailers.
So do you have customers that come in based on the different moods that you kind of set in your store?
Yeah, they do. It's because I mean, we kind of have we have several different themes, because we do, sometimes we'll do live music and stuff like that in there. And I mean, so I mean, we've got different colors and stuff that we'll do with the lighting, and or whether we put the shades down and kind of make it like a speakeasy kind of a smoky, sexy feel, or if we make everything big and bright and loud and proud, or if we actually, since we've talked last, I put a disco ball in.
Okay.
I'm pretty proud of.
I have a disco ball on my desk.
That's great. That's a That's a wonderful thing. But yeah, so I put a disco ball in on the patio. So it's like when we do karaoke night, we turn the lights pink and they all point up at the disco ball. So you've got like the pink road. I mean, it's great. You would love it, Antoine.
I'm sure I would.
You need to come in there and sing some karaoke with me.
You know what? Me and some other PCA staffers have been talking about karaoke for a lot. It's because we were at Pro Cigar last month. I had to think of what
Yeah.
month it was. And we were thinking about what would be your karaoke song. So what would be your karaoke song? Because I know that you do take the stage a lot uh, at Shore Things. So is there a
You
certain
know,
song that
I've been playing. I've really gotten into music lately, and so I've been playing a lot of places and doing a lot of shows, and so I haven't really been doing karaoke much. I would say that like, oh, I think "Ain't Going Down to the Sun Comes Up" by Brother Garth Brooks would be up there. That'd be high on the list. It's weird doing Luke Bryan's song. Like I don't ever do like Luke Bryan songs for karaoke at Shore Thing, and I feel like that's odd. It kind of
yeah.
goes back to like, what's your favorite cigar? And there's only one. Like, I don't want to just get in there and So now, if I'm traveling, let's say I'm at the Cat's Meow out in Vegas, I might put Country Girl on and just let it rip. That happens. I'm not afraid of it.
Oh, I'm sure you're not.
Huge fan of Boys to Men. Just here's what I'll say about karaoke and music in general. Again, it goes back to the customer service thing. I look at the crowd and I figure out what I'm going to sing. That's it, period. Like I try to work selflessly and not selfishly in how I entertain, if that makes sense, which spills right over into business, into retail. I think, if I just said, I only like to watch the Yankees baseball games, right? And there's and a hockey team walks into my cigar shop and I can tell that they're interested in hockey. I'm just sitting there watching the Yankees game. Like I just think there's so many people in retail that are doing that instead of just, sing the song for the customers, make your karaoke song flexible, have 5 in there. You got to have one that's great for like Black people's barbecue music. So there's your Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay.
you gotta have cookout music, right? You gotta have something for the Cougars, so maybe like Fat Bottom Girls by Queen. You gotta have something for the barely 21 and college age girls, kind of that 21 to 30 range. And so there's your Morgan Wallen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think here. You got to have something that your parents, if they come and see you, you got to have something that they could listen to. So maybe like George Strait or something that's kind of clean-ish. And then you just got to have a big ass sing along, either like Friends in Low Places or Piano Man.
No, yeah.
Piano Man's a good one.
The classics.
Yeah. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Adult classics.
So I think one of the things I appreciate about you is that you're very opinionated. And looking at one of the shows that I watch a lot is The View. And they have the hot topics table where people give their opinions. So I want your hot takes on certain, hot button issues in the cigar industry.
Are these supposed to be like one word answers?
No, these are like you tell your opinion. Like if it's not a problem to you, then it's not a problem.
Unfiltered, right?
Unfiltered.
All right, good.
As a retailer, how do you feel about limited edition cigars?
I love them. I think it keeps the products in the industry interesting. I think limited edition stuff is wonderful. Keep it coming.
You don't think there's too much?
Not in the portfolio that we keep. I mean, when I think of limited edition stuff, I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, Davidoff has, a year of or something like, or there might be like Avo, like there's like a seasons or like a chef's edition or something. I'm just thinking like Davidoff in specifically right now. Um, or Puente, when you get the rare or whatever that is. I don't think there's too much of it. I mean, although I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that there's too much of it. I say keep it coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at some point, maybe because I get all these press releases, like it does feel like at times everything is called a limited edition now.
Yeah,
Compared to like when it was like in 2010 when I first got into the industry, it was like a limited edition was like really a limited edition. It was like once a year, and then all of a sudden, somewhere in between 2010 and especially the pandemic, it's like the idea of the limited edition was like
yeah.
everything is like this is limited edition now.
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't think about it from that, but yeah, I mean, if you get on like Half Wheel or whatever, and you start looking at the press that are coming out, there's a lot of that. I honestly I don't get distracted with that as much anymore as I used to. I mean, I used to be really cigar nerd out on stuff like that, just be on Half Wheel every day or reading you know um, different blogs or industry things. And I don't know, maybe you bring up a good point. Maybe what turned me off of it was just the whole, everyone's trying to get in the headlines, and so they come out with a new thing or whatever. But yeah, I mean that's a good point. I think just in the portfolio of cigars and companies that we work with, I think we're at a really balanced place right now where we're not seeing that. Um, and we try to be perfect at what we do and not sort of good at a whole bunch of stuff. And so, I mean, we don't carry every single manufacturer. We don't carry, and so we just don't get wrapped up in that as much. So I know that you see it a lot more than I do. But for what I have, I'm not bothered by it. I like limited stuff.
Yeah, so for you, with having such a limited inventory, like certain companies, like you said, you only have but so much space in these stores anyway to display all these cigars. Like, what makes you decide I need to go after that brand and bring them in? Or what makes you say, like, not at this time?
Yeah. So much of this business is all relationships, and I mean, if I've got a great relationship going with uh, with someone and they switch companies and they want me to bring it in or whatever, I'll give it a shot because I have the relationship with that person. So a lot of it's relationship. Another big piece of it is where the bulk of their portfolio is as far as their palate and the taste of the bulk of their stuff. I mean, LFD, for example, great company out there. The people over there are wonderful. And they've started to, they've made some Connecticut's lately that are just out of this world. They're great. But the bulk of their portfolio is very full bodied cigars. And, my customers, for example, like, mild to medium stuff. So we've still got some workhorses in there that can get the job done if they're looking for something fuller. But it's hard for me to bring in an entire portfolio from a company that focuses on a different direction of where my customer's palate is, if that makes sense. And that's nothing against LFD, by the way. I love
Hmm.
those people; they're wonderful, and I hope to bring them in one day. But just because their milder stuff is incredible. But that's the bulk of it. I mean, price point, everything. I'm not, I mean, we're a higher end. Our average, probably $18 to $20 our sticks, and so you know, a higher end price point, great relationship with the either the company or the rep, and then just that flavorability.
I think that's a good answer.
Was there a wrong answer?
No, 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 there was not.
It's
Um,
tough, man. Though I mean, when you first get into it, I mean, for those for anyone that's thinking about getting into it, or that's anyone that's fresh in it, I mean, you got to be careful, and you got to understand that there are so many options out there. You can't carry everything, and you need to be knowledgeable about the other stuff so that if someone comes in and they say, "Oh, I like this," then okay, well, I know that's made in Nicaragua, and so why don't you try this? It's similar, So I think being knowledgeable about it, being knowledgeable about the other stuff that's out there, will help you in your own humidor sell, product that maybe you don't have.
I know, like, especially with all the different trade shows we have each year, whether they are PCA, TPE, Intertabat, now World Cigar Show, Dubai, you have all these new products being released in the market all the time, and you can't bring them all in. And there's just like, it's just, I think as a retailer, it will probably feel a bit overwhelming to like walk into like a trade show experience, any trade show, and just be like, I'm sure you have your list of people that you want to, meet with, that you've already have relationships with, but then like you get, handed new stuff to try all the time, and you're just like, this is great, but I just don't have room for it.
Yeah. I mean, for the trade show, it's I've been in the industry now for a little about 15 years, and I look at the trade show as almost like a family reunion.
Mhm.
And I mean, now I have that luxury because I know what I want to carry. I have what I want to carry, and I've been around a while. But yeah, starting off it, I mean, I remember the first couple trade shows I went to, like I had like an anxiety attack at one of them because it was so much you're just taking in and absorbing, and you're being pulled in every direction. Like, but I mean, when does your social battery die, Antoine, or is it already dead?
Where, like,
Like when you go
like,
to the
what
trade
context are we speaking?
when you go to the trade show,
Uh-huh.
and I know that you and I mean, now that I've been elected to the board of PCA, we've got some stuff that we've got to do,
Hmm.
days before the thing even starts,
Hmm.
and some long meetings and long dinners and all that kind of stuff. So I know that you and I are kind of probably the wrong people to ask, but let's say you walk into the trade show once the floor opens,
Yes.
and is that on a Saturday this year? That's on a Saturday, I think.
So
Uh,
yes, you have the seminar day.
right.
So at least staff wise, we're there pretty early that day, making sure registration is ready. And I'm usually unpacking magazines
Yeah.
and meeting with the photographer and doing stuff like that. And we all have our tasks to do. But the actual trade show floor opens that Saturday, which is like when you're holding your breath because the doors are getting ready to open, and
Right.
you're waiting. You're like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
this is the moment.
When does your social? When are you kind of just like, all right, I don't want to see anybody now for a week. Like I'm done. I'm tired of everybody. I will. You guys go ahead and head to dinner. I'll Uber separately because I don't want to be near anybody. Like
I'm
when does
usually
this
good
happen?
through. I'm usually good through the last day, and we usually have like a staff something like get together or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
usually good through that. But once like that staff dinner is done, like I am mentally done. I'm like,
Right.
don't contact me, don't look at me. I'm like, I will get to the airport like 3 hours early just to kind of be left alone.
Be left
I
alone.
just,
Right.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm mentally after that staff dinner. It's like I'm done.
I'm with you. See, mine is probably about 2 hours into the show. And I'm ready to go back. I want to take a shower. I want to get all the smoke off of me. I want to put my eye drops in, and I just need to be left alone.
Hmm.
Like that is a time where I will go technology free in the hotel room, and I'll just put my phone in airplane mode or something like that, and just put it down and just be left alone. Put on. I think last year it was day two. It was either day two or day three. I called. I got a mobile IV. The woman came in, hooked me up to an IV there in New Orleans in a hotel bed, and I was in there watching The Lion King.
Okay, that's different.
I just,
You were
I,
really
I,
gone. You were
I
really
was
gone.
done. I was done. I love people, and I get all of my energy off of people, but it takes so much energy also to be around people all the time
It
that
does.
like I just gotta tap out. But a lot of people wouldn't think that of me, right? That like I think I'm I'm like 80-20 there on like extrovert, introvert. But that
Mhm.
20% is very demanding.
But I think you sounds like, especially at the trade show, like I will see you around, but I won't see you around for like the whole day. So I think you come in and you do you do what you need to do. You talk to who you need to talk to, and then it's like you're just
Where'd
like
Paul go?
right. It is like you're gone, and it's like oh he's gone for today.
He's all done. And listen, anyone who I get to see at the trade show or anyone that I interact with the rest of my life after this podcast, I want you to know that I Irish exit everybody. So please do not be offended. I always Irish exit. I'm gonna go grab my phone charger real quick. I gotta go change this shirt. Hey, let me go call, and you will never see me again.
hmm
Uh,
I think that's
and
why we get along because I'm kind of like I'm just like I won't say anything. I'll just like slowly like back out of the room,
right.
slowly make myself around the corner, go to a safe place, be like, okay, I'm gonna do my Uber or Lyft from here, and
I
I'll
mean
be
no
back at the
harm.
hotel room. And people are like, "Where are you?" Like, "Oh, I'm at the hotel room now.
Yeah.
I'm good."
People get so mad when I do this. I mean no harm. It's just I don't want I don't want people to think like, oh, it's time to leave. I don't want people asking me questions of, oh, where are you going next, or where are you going? Like, that just leave me be. Like, I'm out of here now. So yes, I will Irish exit you 100% of the time, and I mean no harm by it.
So we were talking a little bit about things, how the industry is a little bit behind on certain things like technology and such.
Right.
Um, what's one of your kind of industry pet peeves?
Oh, I mean, I think it's as far as the industry in whole. I mean, with retailers, it's just attention to detail and cleanliness of their stores. It's just it kind of looks bad on everybody when I tell people, hey, I own a cigar lounge or whatever, and they're like, okay, well, yeah, I've been to that one that's in the strip center down the road, and there's got carpet, empty boxes, and just ash and shit all over the place, and yellow ceilings and yellow light switches because they won't spend the $8 to put new white ones on or black ones. Like, just it just I think the attention to detail in this industry is just you, you can't just load the shelves up with everything and then turn the lights on in the morning and then turn the lights on when you leave. I mean, there has to be a reason to be there. And your 6 regulars that are sitting in your stores right now while you're listening to this, you you got to be you got to be able and thinking about replacing them because cars get in accidents and people move and people lose jobs and this and that. And if you're banking on your regulars, your 8, 10 guys, whatever in there, one of them's going to get a divorce this year and you're not going to see him again. And one of them might pass away or one of them might get moved or whatever. All right. Well, if you just lost 3, you lost 30% of the people that you count on. You got to always be backfilling those spots. So you got to be in the market looking for it. These days and these store owners that, well, I've been in business for 25 years and, all my buddies come in here when I open up and we all go out afterwards. All right, great. What are you doing to grow your business? You're not doing anything. So these people just gotta start, you gotta start marketing, yourself, marketing your store, be proud of your store. I mean, I don't sit there and, we were talking earlier, how do you look accidentally? What did you say? How do I look like I got ready, but didn't get ready? What's the term?
hmm
Like, start with that approach. When I said you don't have to have a full closet full of, all this crazy clothing and stuff, but if you damn brush your teeth or put a damn whitening strip on every now and then that can help with whatever you're wearing. Trust me. And so, as far as how that can relate to retail, all right, go around all those bulbs where one of them's flickering or one of them's the wrong color because you got it bought the wrong temperature of the bulb at the wrong place and they're all yellow from the spend the $250 and replace your damn light bulb. And then okay, great. Now we can do something. That's like getting the eyebrows whacked. And then we can do the next thing of pull everything up from the corners of your store and wipe everything down with whatever. And it just these little things like that, I think We need to have more pride in store ownership in this industry. There's ego, but there's not pride. This industry has big ego, but it doesn't seem like there's much store pride.
You think that extends to brands sometimes?
Oh, yes. Good Lord. Yeah. Now, I mean, a lot of the brands have the corporate power to keep, to keep everything, the attention to detail and the maintenance and all of that, in line and working great. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not as much as it used to be. I mean, I do feel kind of like during the cigar boom, back in like 2008, and then the next one there was kind of in like, I guess it was like 2008 through 16-ish. And then we had another one during COVID. But during that first cigar boom back in the early 2000s, I think is when ego was at its highest. And and that sounds bad, but if you had someone that had a big following and a huge personality and they did an event at your store, then everyone showed up for it. And you had these big record days because you had these people come in. And I think nowadays, all of those, kind of faces of the industry, I mean, have made themselves too accessible because of social media and podcast and doing, I mean, we know people, you and I both know people that are on a different podcast every week. And it's like, when you're that accessible, then doing an event in your store, I mean, you just listened to the guy last week and then the week before, and then you find him on social media, you DM him and he replies. Like, you don't have that draw as much anymore. Like, think about the days when Elvis was around, right? Like, and you see like the old videos of like women like passing out and shaking and like screaming like crazy and everything else. Like, you don't have that anymore. I mean, if you get to go see Beyonce, you already know what the show's going to be. You can look up her set list right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can make your playlist on the way there. You can watch her concert from last night on someone's Snapchat or Instagram or whatever else, or YouTube or something. So, like, it's kind of desensitizing. I went off on a real tangent there.
Yeah, but that was good. That's what I wanted you to do.
That'll happen. That's because I haven't taken my Adderall today. My mind is wandering. I intentionally did not take my Adderall for this podcast because I did not want to. I wanted to have a wild and free mind. I told the people at our store earlier that, when I left to come and do this, I said, listen, the world is going to see Paul Copeland today when I am with Antoine. I am not holding anything back. Deep cuts live.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. I digress. Hit me, baby, one more time.
What do you think of Britney right now? You think we need to go back to free Britney? I bring this up because me and Paul talk about Britney a lot. Every time we see each other, it seems like some Britney Spears reference comes up. So,
you and I have right. Antoine and I speak in songversation, if you will, and we throw a lot of lyrics and album titles, etc. out. I don't know what's going on with Britney right now. I'm glad that you asked me about that. I'm not completely in the loop. I know she came out of her conservatorship and then got a DUI, and now she's, so I mean, goodness gracious. I think just let the woman live, I mean, let her do whatever she wants. If she wants to make crazy videos, but she just looks terrible. I feel bad for her. I feel very bad for her.
I feel like, I know she doesn't like performing and doing music because of what's happened, but I do feel as if the music and some artistic expression beyond the Instagram dancing kind of anchored her a little bit. It gave her something to focus on. Yeah. She got to change the different eras after she got tired of a certain era. She got to go to do something else. And it was it's almost like, it's something I heard even like a couple of nights ago. And it was like, when an artist stops being an artist, like that's when they're in trouble. It's like, if you're a painter and you stop painting, then you're kind of in trouble. Like if
And
you're a music artist and you're Britney Spears and you stop being Britney Spears, it's
right.
just like, who do
Oh
you
yeah.
get to be?
I think, I turned 40 in July. And so I'm just like, I was talking to my buddy the other day. I'm like, man, do you think it's time that I grow up and that I stop acting so wild or like, and he was like, well, he said, what do you mean? He's like, look, he said, if you look at game day, you've got Pat McAfee on one side and you've got Nick Saban on the other. He said, who does everybody love? I said, Pat McAfee. And they're like, they got a lot of respect for Nick Saban, but he just kind of like sits there and Pat McAfee's over there, singing Snap Your Fingers and just letting it rip. And I'm like, yeah, he's like, why would you want to change? He's like, that's who you are. Like, you're a wild man. And I mean, when you try to tame, you can't. It's hard to saddle a Mustang, Can't tame the beast.
Can't tame the beast.
Right.
We haven't seen you do the Britney Spears dancing on Instagram yet, though. So you're not really out there yet.
Golly,
You haven't gone off the
they're
deep
so
end.
bad. Those dances are so terrible.
I mean, the first few were just like interesting, and then it
Right.
was just like, especially the one when she did with the knives.
Yeah. It's
like, oh,
it's so weird. But who are we to judge, Antoine?
I know.
Yeah.
I judge everything.
Oh man.
But well, before we get to like the end of this interview, I do want to say, like you did mention, and we're gonna have like some other stuff later after after you have your coronation and all that kind of stuff at the board meeting. But you're part of the PCA board now. What made you want to get more involved in the industry than just being a PCA member?
I think that you hit it. I mean, I've had 15 plus years in the industry, single stores, multiple stores. I've currently, I've got my store in Alabama now. I've got my store in Florida. So multiple states, multiple stores. Almost 2 decades doing this, and I am very opinionated, and I'm loud and outspoken, and I think it would be. I was just thinking like. I felt like it was like a shame, like it was selfish of me to not do it, because I have insight and funky things to offer, and I have a lot of feelings and emotions and passions about certain things, and to put somebody like that on a board makes sense. I mean, if I didn't do it, I feel like I would be like it would just. I did it because it would be selfish not to. If that makes sense.
And you seem ready to, as you say, shake things up
I'm very ready. Yeah.
and
I
give
mean,
your opinion.
not that things are going poorly. I mean, it's a
No,
great thing, but I want to learn more about it. I mean, I'm probably going to be pretty quiet for the first, couple quarters or whatever. And then, once I understand the dynamic and once I understand, the lobbying piece of it and the power and everything else that it has and, looking at budget stuff, et cetera, then yeah, we're going to shake some stuff up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's good to have new perspectives on any board, not just PCA, but
Right.
younger people should be getting involved in these kind of institutions that have been around for a while. Just because, as you mentioned earlier, with the customers who die out or whatever, it's like each generation kind of brings something new to the board, and you're coming from a completely different background than some of the other retailers. You're in a different area,
Right.
you have different experiences. Like I said, you're bringing up Tom Ford, lighting, stuff like that people need to hear. So I think it'll be good for retailers to have like someone like you on the board to bring in like that 40-ish retailer perspective.
Yeah, I'm jacked up about it. I can't wait, and I'm excited for my coronation.
Mm-hmm.
When is that? That's on Friday of the show.
I think so. Something like that.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I just want to make sure that I'm where I need to be when.
Yeah,
Okay. We'll get that handled offline.
we will. We will. But at this part of the show, I'd like to kind of wrap things up for this first part of the interview with kind of two basic questions I ask every guest. The first of those questions is, do you have a philosophy that you live by or work by or, operate from?
The philosophy that I live by or work by, I think that I love two things. One is I refuse complacency. And so what that drives is I'm always looking for a way to make things better. I'm always looking for a way to change things to make them better. I will sit in the shop smoking cigars and just look. I'm constantly just looking. And my staff, it freaks them out. It freaks them out when I'm doing this because they're like, oh shit, what's he looking at? But I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I don't like how that fan is. I like that fan's up there doing whatever. And like, I'll just sit down and look at that and then I'll fix it, because I can't. And it's really a blessing and a curse. It's more of a curse, I promise you, than a blessing. Because it's so hard for me to just settle down and be okay with things. And the second comes from the movie Vegas Vacation, and it's a great line in it. It's a funny line, but I think this is something that I think about often, is that you can be up on the stage in the spotlight, or you can be down in the pit serving drinks, and it's your choice. And I want to live life in the spotlight. I mean, that's not a dig at waitresses. There'll probably be some hate comment or whatever. Paul hates the service industries. That's not what I mean by that. What I mean by it is, you have the choice of, do you want to ride in the star car and be the headliner of the tour, or do you just want to maybe listen to it one day when it comes to town? So I strive to be the headliner.
Yeah. Do you want to be the windshield or do you want to be the bug?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The last question from
I'm very nervous.
The last question that I have for you is, I want you to finish this sentence. Paul Copeland is.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man. A handful. That's probably the best thing I could describe. Paul Copeland is a handful, because I'm bringing a lot. I'm going to be bringing a lot to that. You invite me to dinner. There's going to be a lot that comes with it. And if it's a bad day, if you're one of my closest friends and it's a bad day, you're going to get a lot of sob stories and why I'm upset and who can eat it and everything else. Or if I'm pumped up, you're going to get, so I think Paul Copeland is a handful.
I was going to say that's what she said, but that wouldn't feel appropriate.
Right. No, that wouldn't be. And, that's why once I said it, I was like, you know what?
That's why you had to clarify it.
Yeah. I had a lot that I had to clarify on there. I hope that hopefully people can understand that. But
it's going to be one of those out of context. You're going to be running for office.
Yeah, it will. I'm going to say
years from now, and they're going to be like, "Oh, see, he said it."
Back in March of 26, Paul Copeland was on the Deep Cuts Live podcast.
Yep.
He shit all over the service industry, saying that he didn't like waitresses, and then he described his phallus as a handful, and let's all get blown out of place.
Exactly. Interesting choice of words.
Has the word phallus been brought up? Has that been said on the Deep Cuts Live?
I don't think so. At least not in a while. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Now, for those people who are not watching this and maybe just listening to this, you want to tell people what website, social media, where they can find out more about Shore Things, where they can visit you?
Yeah, let's do it. So the website is shorethingscigars.com. That's ShoreThingCigars.com. So shore like the beach. The Instagram's the same, Shore Thing Cigars, and we've got stores on a store on 30A in Florida, in Watersound, Florida, and then a store at the Wharf with the Wharf Shopping Center there in Orange Beach, Alabama. But yeah, definitely all of our our best form of communication and the way to kind of get a feel and a vibe for us is to check out our Instagram page. That is the most current information typically.
Yes, that's how I keep up with you.
I have no access to our Instagram, by the way. Like, so if you're trying to DM me or whatever, I'll still get it. Someone on our team will make sure that I get it, but I have absolutely no access to the Instagram. I have messed up so many things and posted stuff and whatever that I have relinquished all control, and I no longer participate in the social media. So, but you can still reach me if you know Antoine,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming back onto the show. We'll have to do this again sooner than a couple of years, I think, because it's been a couple of years since you've been on. So I'll do a better job at inviting you back on.
Yes, and I'll get to see you in a few weeks.
Yes, you will.
I'll give you my legendary Antoine big ass hug.
Exactly.
I always do. It'll be wonderful. I'm so excited.
I am too.
We'll get to spend more time together with the board stuff and everything.
So Paul, sit tight because we have a couple more things to film while this goes off. But for those watching or listening, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you're listening to this on any of the podcasting platforms, please leave a review. It could be negative. It could be great. It doesn't really matter. I like any kind of review, any kind of feedback. It all is great. And please make sure you like and follow Deep Cuts on YouTube, on Instagram, and all those other platforms that you might find us on. And we have a little bit more content with Paul coming up. So just look for that on YouTube. Until next time.
Peace.